Does this work? Does this work? Is anybody here? Why don't you work? Come on. Come on. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today, we are going to work on fixing a MacBook. I didn't hit start recording, fuck. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to be working on fixing a MacBook. I'm a bit tired here. I also may have to get something to eat in a moment. I did deadlifts yesterday, and then the mailman came in and said, who is lifting that? No way. And then he goes to try to do a deadlift with 300 pounds, and he fails. And then he said, who here was lifting that? And I walked out of my office, and they said he was. And the mailman went, no way in hell, no way, not even one. And it's kind of like when somebody calls you a pussy. There's really no way out of it. If somebody calls you a pussy, you simply, what are you going to do at that point? So I did 8 deadlifts at 300, and I just did them yesterday, and I haven't had lunch yet. So I am feeling kind of sore because I was already sore yesterday. There's actually a story similar to this at my gym. So the gym I used to go to, there was this cute trainer that I had a bit of a crush on in 2018. And I didn't ask her out that one day when she walked by, and my trainer looked at me and just called me a pussy. So, I mean, at that point, there's like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? So I walk downstairs, and I'm going to ask her out in the middle of the gym, and I see that she's standing next to a guy that looks like he's about my height, but about 275 pounds, fucking muscles brawling out, and she's talking to him and laughing, and I'm thinking to myself, it's 50-50 that this is a trainer or that this is the boyfriend. If it's the boyfriend, my trainer is going to be losing a client. If it's not, well, maybe there's the worst scenario there would just be I'm embarrassed. And I asked her out, and that actually wasn't the boyfriend, that was the trainer. But he looks at me when it's done, he goes, that's brave, son, that's brave. And I'm like, yeah, I figured I had a 50-50 chance of becoming a pretzel. But there's nothing you can do when somebody does that. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm 32 years old, and that peer pressure part of my brain is just, it has not evolved to the extent that I think that it should have. And I think that part of my brain should have evolved by now because I'm 32 years old. But it's like, it hasn't at all. Oh my God. Ew. Ew. What the fuck is this? What the piddly Ew. Oh, it's not just dust. You got the dog hair, the screws are rusty. Oh geez, the pile of corrosion over there. Oh man, oh, ew. Ew. Ah, your little microphone sounds way better than all the streamer microphones I've heard. It should for the price of the cost. This is the same microphone that they use on Broadway for a lot of Broadway shows, except it's usually hidden in their hair rather than next to their mouth. It's a DPA 4065. I'm going to get some gloves because this machine is freaking disgusting. So I'm going to get a set of gloves. I'm going to wash my hands before I put the gloves on. But yeah, you could look up the price of a DPA 4065. I give you guys only the top quality in streaming. Also, I set my microphone to a lower gain, and then I have a VST compressor and look-ahead limiter running on Open Broadcaster as a chain. So instead of it being that when I talk really loud, you hear distortion, when I talk really loud, you will just hear, if I talk loudly, it won't clip. But in order for you to hear me, in order for you to not have to turn the volume up in your computer, I run a little compressor there. And most people don't bother to do that because it's an additional pain in the ass. And the plugins that come with OBS are absolute shit. So you have to install it and then figure out how to get VST stuff to work live and all that. But I put a little bit of effort in my audio for streaming. I do put a little bit of effort in so that I can have some quality audio, even though I'm in a room where I'm, going to be surrounded by fume extractors and hot air stations and stuff that makes noise. I want to provide something for you. So I'm going to put gloves on, not because I care about the computer, because I care about me. Admittedly, I do care about the computer, but at the end of the day, the most important one is going to be me, and I don't want all the disgusting, filthy trash in this computer to be touching me. I'm skeevy like that. I don't like things that are filled with dirt and grime and gah. I mean, this is most likely junk. This is most likely junk. Let's be real. This MacBook is from 2000, and this MacBook is from 2012. There's a good chance of it having a lot more wrong with it than just what you see here, based on the grunginess of the corrosion. It's not even how many areas the corrosion is in, it's the freaking grunginess of it. It's the fact that it has destroyed the screws. Once you're at a point where the screws in the machine have rusted out, and you have to cut them out. So this is an Xlite 175M fine tip snipper. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to grab onto the underneath part of the screw and turn it. See that? So see what I did there? This is an Xlite 175M, and they're very, very useful for when you have screws that are screwed up like that. This actually saved my ass in December of 2009 when a strip screw was about to keep me from collecting $170 for an ultrasonic cleaning that I was going to do on this board and make it work again, because I couldn't get the board out of the case due to the corrosion. So I remember using the last of my $5 or $7 to go over to Dell's Pro Audio and pick that up. It's just really crazy to think that I can be depressed at how things work out or how things don't work out the way I want them to. And because of that video I did on the rent thing, I don't know, maybe I came off as more depressed as I actually was, or maybe I just was, I don't know. But when I look back at all the ways that I failed, and then I look back at the fact that 12 years ago, I was using the last of $5 to buy a tool to fix a MacBook, and then I wondered, oh crap, if I don't fix this machine with the tool that I got, I'm not going to have anything to eat for Christmas. I mean, it's just really crazy to look back at it, and I don't feel like I'm a different human being now than I was then. I don't feel like a different Lewis. I feel like the same guy, but I'm not the same guy, and not even close to the same guy. But I feel like the same guy, and it's very strange. I've probably changed in a lot of ways, but it's probably very, very slow change that happened over a long period of time, so I'm not as familiar with it. So it's possible that I haven't really acclimated to the changes. Maybe because there probably were. People do change over a period of 12 years. But I mean, I'm so far from that being the place where there's a tool I need for a MacBook repair, but if I buy that tool, I won't have money to eat, so I have to pray that tool actually allows me to do the MacBook repair so that I can. Because if I can't collect it, then I just use my lunch money for the day. Because usually Christmas, you're not going to get any customers for the Christmas or the 2 or 3 days after Christmas. There's usually no business during that time period. So since there's no business during that time period, you kind of have a little bit of money stashed away. And I got one last customer right before Christmas 2009. That was a good one. Okay, this is so disgusting. This machine is so disgusting. Hello, Aaron. How are you? Hope all things are going well in Indiana. Been up and down a couple of times. Being down builds character if you keep pushing yourself, but being up is much more fun. It does. I have a tendency to beat myself up over the failures, because it's not so much the failure, it's so much as making the same mistake 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times in a row that makes me feel like a schmuck. I do have a tendency to make the same mistake over and over and over again. It's hard to not feel like a schmuck sometimes. But is what it is. Everybody's going to be a schmuck at some point in their life. Just try to avoid being a schmuck repeatedly. But as with everything, you are better off doing something than doing nothing. If you've been a schmuck 10 times, well, it's better you try for the 11th time than to not do anything at all. You'll still be far behind where you were if you were in a schmuck 10 or 11 times, but you'll be further ahead than if you give up. So let's... Where the hell is my... Okay. Oh, no. No way. Is that really being held in just by stickiness? Where did Jess go? I don't know. I think Jess is at home. And Jess is in Rochester or Honowy Falls or something like that. Oh, this is really just being held in by stickiness. Ew. Ew. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh my God. The last dollar on my card. Everything works out for the future. Dude, if you only have $1 left to your name, I feel bad if you just gave that to me. I can't allow that. Email me and I will give you that dollar back. Lewis@rossmanngroup.com. If you're so broke that you have $1, please don't give it to me. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay. So this board looks absolutely disgusting. I'll just be honest. I'll be honest. I have no hope for this. I don't have any hope for this whatsoever. As you can see, this is a pre-refurb 2012 board because there is no shoe rubber around our U8900 chip over here. So let's just take... Although the first thing that I usually do is I want to see what the condition of the board in general is. So obviously, before I get started, I just want to see what it's taking and what it's doing. So I'm going to turn on my power supply here. Where's my power supply? Power supply software is this one or this one? Oh no, someone messed that. That's my bike programming software. That's my bike programming software. Okay, turn this on and then turn Paul Daniels' multimeter software on. Does Paul Daniels' multimeter software work today? One way to find out. Let's see. Of course it doesn't. Why would it? Why would this software ever do its job? And can't damn Australian software. Damn Australian software! Hi Lewis, do you plan to move to Texas? Not to Texas, no. And the problems they had with their energy grid this year really taught me a lesson. I don't want to move to a state that can't admit their problems. What will you be scrubbing the board with a toothbrush? No, I will be. No, I don't want to scrub. I don't want to rip shit off. We're going to be doing localized reflows of certain areas, and then we are going to ultrasonic it. So I don't. One of the. Iowa has several areas of it where the temperature is 20 degrees colder than Texas and no problems with green energy. Texas didn't say that our grid was not built to handle it or that we screwed up this, that, or the other. They said this is the fault. They made it seem like green energy doesn't work. This is the fault of green energy. So I don't like the fact that they're not willing to admit their problems. And I also don't like the 2% property tax. I've met a lot of people from Texas that really love Texas, that are very proud Texans. They're very proud of the area, and I do definitely want to visit because I simply want to see what it is about an area that can make people so proud of where they're from. And I would like to try and understand the Texas cultures to some extent. But the combination of really high property taxes, again, like 2% and up, and they continue to go up and up for a lot of people, like Sonia, one of my moderators, combined with the fact that when faced with a problem like that, they just really seem to deflect and try to make it seem like something else was the problem. I really don't like that because my state has so many problems and they just don't want to admit that they're problems. They want to pretend something else is the problem, and it's like, I already live there. I don't really want to, go to like red version of it, if that makes sense. So, I'm kind of trying to look for where things are going, and I don't know if Texas would be it for me. So let's put the output on the power supply, put the power supply and all that on the screen, put all that good shit on the screen. And what the hell happened here, Paul Daniels? Oh my God. What is this? What is this? What happened to my beautiful little stream? Wait, so which one is that? Okay, it's not the multimeter. It's the power supply that messed up. What the frack? What did they do to that poor computer? No need to be cruel. Thank you very much. And yes, I agree with you. There is no need to be cruel. So 1 second. I have to adjust my power supply software here because it's doing something that is ridiculous. Okay, we're going to copy that transform. Now, usually when I copy transforms in OBS freezes. So let's hope that that's not the case this time. We're going to paste the transform. We are going to paste the transform. Oh, no. As someone with experience in the studio, what are your thoughts on the loudness wars in modern music? Didn't YouTube kind of kill loudness wars and all these other platforms? Because you have platforms that will automatically figure out if you're cheating and get rid of it. I hate the loudness wars with all of my soul. And the thing is, I think that a lot of people who are new to mixing, admittedly, it's not just about the radio. It's about they're trying to compensate for their inability to make a mix by just over process everything and smash it all together. So I think you have a lot of people that get inculcated into believing that if they can compress something to shit, that it actually makes it better. Because if you're a novice mixer, because there are many creative uses of compression where it's really cool. But like the whole, let me just put the L2 or the L3 maximizer or ozone maximizer and just drag the slider all the way down, it's highly annoying. Waves L2 is very 2006, man. Okay, so we have this on the screen, and as you can see, the amount of power that we are drawing from this is 0. So we are drawing actual 0. Like literally, there's nothing coming through this machine. And just to make sure that there's no real crazy trolling going on, I'm just going to try and measure the voltage over here at the DC infuse. Interesting. So we have 4.8 volts on one side of the DC infuse when we're supposed to be getting 18. That's really weird. So why are we only getting... That's crazy. Okay, let's check right at the pin on the connector. What does the pin on the connector say? Because that's not going to lie to us. What the hell? Okay, I'm doing something wrong here. This is something weird is happening here. Okay, I got 4.8. I'm going to open up the schematic in board view because that's kind of weird. My power supply should be putting out 18. It says that it's putting out 18 volts. There's no reason for it to be putting out less. Let me just make sure I'm checking on the proper pin. What if the DC inboard is doing something funky? That is always possible, but I'm just going to open a schematic so I can see for sure. So I'm going to open up a schematic for an 820-3332 board. Okay, so I am measuring, let's see, this is DC in. Okay, so pin 2 is supposed to be DC in, and pin 2 is giving me 4.8. Okay, that's very strange. Now, but it's also taking 0 amps. Okay. Well, it was taking 200 milliamps for a quick second, and then it died. Now, you also have a corroded DC inboard. The DC inboard is actually filled with green. Just about everything on this machine is filled with a horrible, horrible sheen of green. Yeah, the DC inboard looks like this. So let's just see if I can revive that a little bit. Just a Q-tip and a tiny bit of alcohol. Okay, we do this. Yeah. Okay, remembering what Paul said, we do not scrape with tweezers, you do not scrape with tweezers, you do not scrape with tweezers. All right. And now it's taking 284 milliamps. But 284 milliamps is obviously not working. That's not a working, functioning device. So we got some troubleshooting that we have to do here. Now, usually when we have liquid corrosion that's this close to the border, it means that the CPU MOSFETs might have gotten hit and they may be shorted to ground. So I would just like to see if there's any corrosion that I can't see around this area. So there's this weird rubbery thingamajiggy that's sticky, and we're going to move this out of the way. Bed guy, I can't really understand what you're going for there. Fuck, I'm getting a call from a Maryland lobbyist. One sec, I gotta take this. Hello.
Hi, this is Lewis.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. Giving you a call back from earlier. How you doing?
I'm alright. Going well.
Is this a good time?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, better than it will be.
Okay, cool. Did everything work out with the space?
No, they were lying like most New York City landlords do, but it's not. This is not a very honest city. But so
Fun times. Yeah, so I'm circling with you because Nathan had reached out to me, a few weeks ago about the Right to Repair project and said that he wanted to move forward on it. So I wanted to make sure we connected before I just sent you a contract.
yeah, sure.
So is that okay? I'll send you it today, and what I'll do is I'll copy my my HR person at the firm that handles all the payments and stuff like that. Before I did that, I just wanted to see if you had any questions, if you wanted to chat about it.
So this section is clean. Besides 2 or 3 capacitors over there, the transistors are good. No, Nathan gave me an idea of what the plan is. There's one individual in that state that doesn't particularly like me, so I don't really. If it's possible to either A, convert them, B, or get them to be open to the cause in spite of the fact that they don't like me personally, that would be great. But yeah, I spoke over the strategy with Nathan, and I'm more than happy moving forward.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's Delegate C.T. Wilson, of course. I watched the hearing and done my research on everything.
Yeah, he's not happy with me.
It's not something that I don't think can be overcome, but the guy holds grudges. That's just how he is. And unfortunately, he's going to be more than likely going to become the chair of the committee.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, so we have our work cut out for ourselves. I think, what I'd like for you to sort of think about is, is there a narrowed version of the bill that is palatable?
So there's corrosion here, but there's none over here.
And, because that gives us a better chance of passage. But I'd like to talk with you about that, with my team and sort of get to know each other a bit better before we roll out a strategy, if that makes sense to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to speak with the rest of your team. And if there's any way to, is there any way to detach my name from it so that the grudge held by this particular senator is not, a House representative is not something that affects any of this, or no?
Maybe. Hard maybe. It depends. I think part of what I want to talk to you about is maybe we do a Senate first strategy. Another thing is with this guy, the problem is it probably has nothing to do with you so much as now the cause, is attached to it. But if we narrow the scope and we kiss his ass a little bit, things could, maybe work out a little differently. But it's gonna, that's why you've hired us. Our job is to work that relationship. So I don't think it's insurmountable, but there's gonna be some work.
Well, understandable. Yeah, I remember because he pretty much strawman the entire bill, and I just raged, and I published what he said in a video, and I don't know. But is what it is. Okay, so send me the paperwork moving forward, and I'd also love to speak with the rest of your team on a strategy.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is I'll send you the contract now. If you can, sign and send that over, and then payment. I believe we're starting the contract October 1. It's not like I'm not going to work between now and then, but I'd like to get a Zoom together with you and my team next week, if possible.
Absolutely.
And then we can rock and roll.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you getting back to me.
Of course. Thanks, Lewis. Talk to you soon. By the way, this is my cell. I don't know if I'm calling your cell. This is mine.
Yeah.
So you can save it. I'll text you my full name.
Okay.
You can save my cell. You can text me. You can call me. It's all good.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time out. Bye-bye.
All right, my friend. Take
All right,
care.
bye-bye. Lobbyist. I am disliked in that state. I am disliked in the state of Maryland. That's the least. I am considerably disliked in the state of Maryland. Is the least I could say. That would be putting it lightly. Yeah, the House of Representatives in Maryland is not a fan of Louis Rossmann, and because they are not a fan of Louis Rossmann, that means they are not a fan of Right to Repair. And this is one of the really fucked up things that I feel guilty about. I feel incredibly guilty about this shit. I feel incredibly guilty about that. Like, I suck, and because I suck, somebody's like, well, fuck right to repair because they hate me. Ugh. Like that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen, but it always hits me. I think Louis should look for a limited partnership. Just find someone with capital who just want to have some stable passive income from the company and be happy. That's very, 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 very vague, and I don't really know what you're proposing there. Wait. But yeah, this is what it is. This is the game that I decided to play. This is the game I signed up for, man. Yeah, there's burning bridges and there's burning bridges, wrecking it to the ground and blowing it up. Ah. And I have definitely... Oh, man. Like, here's the thing. The upside is that my videos bring awareness to right to repair. The downside is that my videos bring awareness to specific politicians that hold grudges when you call them out for lying about right to repair. And you kind of need them. You kind of need them, especially when the person that you commented on becomes the chair of a fucking committee. Oh, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, that's funny. That's my luck, though. That's my fucking luck. Bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, compounded by worse decision making. Welcome to the life of Louis Rossmann. Let me get a donor board.
Seagate, believe it or not, they don't fix their own drives. They don't recover their own data from their drives. You know who does?
That's because they know how badly they're designed. I picked what I thought was an easy one out of your queue. Look at the end, every single section of it. I had to take the screws out with the cutters. I had to. They're so rusted. Oh man. Oh man, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Mario. Man, why did I take something out of Paul's queue? There's nothing good in Paul's queue. Paul's queue is a freaking curse. Paul's queue is a curse. Rossmann Realty Season 3 is going to be horrible. Nothing has changed, man. Nothing has changed. Actually, that one wasn't even that nasty looking. You can tell because the pads underneath were good. Those resistors are probably just a little bit dusty. Props to you taking on a Paul board. Thank you, Mario. Thank you very much. That'll get moved into place in a moment. Really does look like this board was dragged through someone's bowels, doesn't it? Sleep sensor area. With 1 million subs, it would be possible to go into the stock market. Bro, it's not 1 million subscribers, man. It's not. There is not 1 million subscribers here. 99% of my subscribers do not watch my. 99% of my videos are not watched by 99 to 97% of my subscribers. Yeah, the sleep sensor is wrecked. The pads in the sleep sensor are also wrecked, so I'm just going to take off the whole board with the sleep sensor. Why aren't you the streaming on your main channel? Because people bitch when I do live streams of board repairs on the main channel. I created this channel to get rid of the bitching. When I post board repair videos to the main channel, people actually unsubscribe. That's the funny thing. When I look at my analytics, board repair videos bleed subscribers. Which is interesting because I'll always get these comments from people saying, Lewis, we demand board repair videos. If you don't make them, your channel will fail. Like blah-de-blah. You're a sellout for not creating the content people want to make. It's like, bro, nobody wants this. I make what I want to make. But nobody wants this. Gotham City Solutions is going to get a new contract after all. Nah, no construction. It doesn't make sense if there's construction involved. Ever. Never dealing with that again. Alright, that's in there. Fix sleep sensor. Let's go through the rest of this disgusting piece of... it's hard to imagine how you could make a board this corroded. The ISL 6259 area actually looks decent. DCN area is looking better. No, it was 1567, I believe, Taylor, not 1300. I was wrong. The guy was right. When I said that it was 50% loss factor, he said it's not 50%. It's like 47% loss factor. I give credit where credit is due. Qualify for New York Stock Exchange listing. A company must have at least 400 shareholders or more than 100 shares of stock. Please. Yeah, dude, I'm not... How the hell is this company going to go public? Are you serious? This is a small town repair shop. What are you talking about? This would be a penny stock. Who would invest in this shitty company? I mean that honestly. Like when you invest in a stock, you invest in a stock based on the idea that the stock is going to go up. The stock goes up based on the company increasing its sales, or based on the company's increasing its market value by increasing its sales or recurring revenue subscriptions or some shit like that. So how would I do that? Opening a bunch more stores or expanding in that way. And what happens when you open a bunch more stores? You turn into a U-Break iFix or a CPR or any of those other places that, iFix and fuck up or what, any one of these places that can't tell a flex cable from their asshole. Everything that makes this a special business is somewhat based on the fact of the people that are here. It's not like it's a repeatable process. And now don't get me wrong, there are companies that do similar things to me that do have repeatable processes where you could just scale up immediately. There are companies that do that. I'm not saying it can't be done, it's just I haven't done it. So I don't have a business that is investable. This as a business is uninvestable. You'd have... But I'm not a guy that really knows how to grow a business to be gigantic. I know how to have a business that treads water. And if I hired people that were really, really good at growing a business, I believe in the value of this company. That's why I'd buy stock. That's the thing, Mary. You'd be expecting it to go up and up and up. But I don't trust that if I hired some sort of business growing expert that the company would retain all the same values as now. So, for instance, I share every piece of information on how to do every repair I do publicly. Nothing is held close to the vest. I also share my procedures on how to deal with disgruntled customers. I share my procedures on how to run a bit. Like, what public company does that? Like, no public companies do that. So I would have to change the entire way that I do business, and then at that point, it's no longer Rossmann Repair. It's just every other company. Yeah, this board is disgusting. Like, people would buy this stock because they believe in the value of the business, the values of the business, but you would own a stock that never goes up in value. This is the circuit that turns on the screen, by the way. What do you think the chances are that we even have a screen after all this? Yeah, we're gonna start with a blank canvas. We're gonna start off with a blank canvas here. Now, granted, I could probably do some sort of thing where I milk my reputation to go public and get a bunch of people that, are starry-eyed and like my YouTube content to put money into it, but I wouldn't be able to live with myself if that goes downhill. Like right now, if my company fails, I'll feel bad for the employees that worked here, but at the end of the day, I'm only screwing over the employees that work here. If I go public and I fail, that's like, oh man, that's ruining the finances and the lives of other people. Like actually ruining the finances and lives of other people and just walking away from it. I don't know if I got the head for that. I'd probably wind up jumping off a bridge. I can't do what Adam Newman at WeWork did. I just can't do that. I don't know how people like Adam Newman live with themselves. Like, that dude is a straight-up scamming scumbag. And he sold that bag right before the world economy went to shit, too. So he got paid a lot of money to leave. Hey, get back here, Sotherball. He got paid a lot of money to walk away from that company right before the entire market for commercial real estate, tanked. That guy sold his GME at $450, if you know what I'm saying. Paul's Q sucks. Oh my god, Paul's Q sucks. Oh, fuck the Paul Q, seriously. Come on, stick! You freaking piece of sh... What the f... Okay, now I can hot air you in a place. Okay, what else is full of fuckery on this board? And my desk is just filled with crap that I've knocked off of here. Not even close here. Most of the with 15 employees and 1.5 million subs, it's incredible you still do board repair. Most people would be full. I'm an entrepreneur mode. I'm not really an entrepreneur. I'm a guy that started a business because he couldn't get a job. I'm a guy that put up pull tab signs and posted ads on Craigslist and Kijiji because he couldn't find a job. Like, that's not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person that starts a business that they want to grow, to sell, that grows immensely, is immensely successful, that they eventually sell for, millions of dollars. An entrepreneur is not a guy that after 12 or 13 years of banging his head against the wall can't get a bank loan. But I appreciate the sentiment there. Jessa's here from iPad Rehab. Everybody say hi to Jessa. Everybody say hello to Jessa. Jessa Jones is one of the people that routinely gives me the inspiration to continue doing what I'm doing. She has overcome so much in learning everything that she had to learn and running the business that she runs now. I really admire everything that Jess has been able to accomplish for herself and her people. She runs an amazing business. You can check it out at iPad Rehab. We give each other crap from time to time, but it's friendly. And it's a lot of mutual respect. I don't know if it's mutual respect, but at the very least I respect what she does quite a bit. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. Okay, now this looks a little... Ugh. Okay, here we go. So this, I think, is probably the reason that was 200 milliamps and not turning on. So what you saw was 200 milliamps. And 250 milliamps, if you check repair.wiki, which you should, by the way, because we put a lot of effort into that. Look at this. It's usually a PP Bus G3 hot short. Now, what is this? What is this? There was these are two components in the board that are actually set in half, and I almost guarantee you that this is a PP Bus G3 hot area, and I almost guarantee you that there's a short inside of the board. In addition to that, so let's kind of clean this area off a little and see if that's something that's even remotely something that can be digged out, or if that's just hopeless. So if we take a look on the schematic in the board view over here, you'll see that this is PP Bus. Yes, PP Vin high S5 high side CPU, which is a subrail of PP Bus G3 hot. I'll show you how we know that. I'll show you how we know that right now. Look at that. All right, so see? PP Vin S5 blah, 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 comes from this. And where does this come from? Where does PP Vin blah, 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 come from? You'll see, watch. R5410 is where... Yeah, see? PP Bus G3 hot becomes this. So that's PP Bus G3 hot under here. Now, I'm pretty sure that PP Bus G3 hot is shorted to ground, not from those caps, but through the board. And the reason I say that is because you saw when we looked at it that capacitor was broken. That capacitor was broken in half. Now, a capacitor can definitely short a line to ground when they fail. But if the cap is actually physically split itself in half, it's no longer able to conduct anything, which leads me to believe that our short is inside the board. And I'm going to confirm that right now, and most likely cry and then get myself some food because I'm kind of hungry, and then give this board back where it belongs to Paul. As you can see, it's shorted. Actually, you can't see it's shorted because Paul Daniels' multimeter software isn't working. Go figure. No, I didn't set it to the right mode. But as you can see, 1.1 ohm short to ground over there, and that is a short to ground inside the board. So I'm actually going to ask Paul for his quick advice on this. Yeah, but this is, I really should have checked that. I just kind of started getting to work on things without checking that, which is pretty dumb. I guess that happened because usually I would go through and try to see if there was even a remote chance before wasting time screwing with shit like this. But yeah, it looks, yeah, you got layers. Oh man, that's bad. That was pretty stupid, actually. Yeah, doing anything on this board without just finding that little thing over there was really dumb. I'm gonna see if Paul has any idea how to rip that short out. Maybe he has some suggestions.
like,
That's not very nice.
you have a baby face. No.
Oh, you edited it when I stopped. Hello.
Hello.
Can you tell me if this short is drillable?
Uh-oh. You should see the one I had earlier.
No, I started messing with all the stuff on the board and then I finally got to this and I realized that I was wasting my time. There's a 0 ohm short to ground and I see a cap on PP bus. I'm like, this must be it. And then there's like, the cap is actually split in half. So it's not physically conducting anything.
Inflammation
Not necessarily.
inflammation is literally what makes you look old, what makes all your shit look fucked up.
If you're constantly
I think that's it. That's PP bus to CPU. And it fooled me because the transistors around the CPU had no green around them at all. So I thought because this area seemed to have completely avoided it. Actually, I didn't see that there's a cap next to it that's corroded. That could possibly be it.
No, you have carbon. This is all carbon.
Seriously? I have a feeling that even if that short was dug out, that this is going to wind up being brain dead. That would suck. Why does your status suck so much? It's not fair. Your status sucks.
Sucks to be
So which one's the carbon?
all right in here.
Oh, the top right?
I gotta get the coil out of the way and I can keep digging.
That is such a... Can you dig that much right next to the GPU?
Sometimes.
You're going to smell some hair. Some fur.
Oh man. It is fur. It is burning hair. Oh. Ugh.
It's gross smell, isn't it? Not very nice.
Is this board really that heavy over here? Why is this not taking me away?
You're at 500.
There we go.
Somebody
Oh
said...
my God.
What? Oh, jeez. Yeah. That's not happening, is it? Whoa.
It melted into the coil and everything.
Jesus Christ.
That's why it wasn't coming off easy.
Can that just be cut out? Actually, if you cut that out, then how do you deliver PP bus to that? Wait,
Have to run a wire.
that coil wouldn't be getting PP bus though. That's a GPU V-core coil. A GPU V-core coil shouldn't have direct PP bus G3, huh?
This is all carbon. All burned.
Somebody said that place is probably 3,000 square feet when they counted in the space you see in the mirror. It was a dance studio, so 2 of the walls had mirrors on them.
Okay, so the mirrors can. Oh wow! Look at this.
That's actually almost believable. If you include the mirror inside, you got double the space. This is not looking very nice. How often do you dig this deep and it works? Besides the one that Anel did.
1 out of 10. Oh no way! This is spreading out too far. This is all carbon underneath these layers. You have to remove all of this carbon to get the layers to stop shorting together.
That sucks. Let me turn off the fume extractor. Well,
See, you can see right inside the layer. Actually, you have alcohol.
yep. I have a little blue bottle in front of you. And the Q-tips behind it. Hey, how'd you get alcohol out of it?
Hasn't been working.
It just started.
So yeah, all of this is carbon in here.
Oh my god. When liquid hits the wrong spot. And when you're cutting away all those areas, when you see the little dot with a hole around it, or a circle around it, that's stuff that was probably going to have to be reconnected.
Yep, this here. That was a via that went all the way through the board.
Don't you count the square feet on the floor and the ceiling? I'm asking for a friend. As silly as that sounds, I think they expect it. You said loss factor. This is how everybody does it. You're not going to get anything better. Those are all things that a scammer said. Can you imagine if we said we're going to fix it and all the features are going to work again and then Wi-Fi and the camera don't work? And we said, well, there's loss factor. And then we said, well, that's what's going to happen any place you go. It's like the way that they speak, it's so casual. It's so casual. Like, it's always been this way. It will always be this way.
Okay, I think I have clean margins. But I don't think that's getting rebuilt. There should be nothing left burnt in there, but that's what's left.
Short, PP bus. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Go Paul. Wait. 5 kilo ohms? 6.
Still something in there? There might still be something in there.
What is a proper PP bus on the 3332 board? See, I have one right here. This is probably dead though.
It might be less dead than that. Nope, that's dead. Nope, wait. You're charging capacitors.
300 kilo ohms.
Yeah, 300 kiloohms.
So that one's 300 kilo ohms. And this one is... Wait, now we're getting to 4.3 million ohms. Okay.
Hey,
I think...
clear.
Put coil back on and see if... Wait. Yeah, I have to green this and put the coil back on, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Do you really need the coil? Do you really need a GPU?
Not really, but yes.
This one doesn't have an integrated one, does it? Actually, it does have an integrated. It has
It does.
HD3000.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta find some green shit. Do I have any green shit on my desk?
One of these...
Here,
students did, right?
MX4. Can I use solder paste?
No. Here you go. I think this one is...
I need a pen. Alright, so first thing to do is clean this area up. Thank you very much for the assistance, Paul. That's crazy. You carved this short out like a Picasso.
I've been doing it a lot of times the last couple of weeks.
How often is it? You said 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10 will actually work when you have something that big.
Have the ones that you've been doing been this big?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I just had one that was definitely a no-go earlier today.
Were you surprised when an Els that had that whole thing was actually worked?
A bit surprised, but definitely happy that that actually worked out. There was a hole straight through the damn board. I do not see a laser.
I missed a laser. It would be crazy if this actually works. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody, don't look. Don't look, everybody, don't look. I love the perseverance you got. What are you talking about perseverance? I gave this to Paul. That's the opposite of perseverance. What's going to go in the place of the cap you removed? Nothing! Nothing! Do not look at the pen. 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 Stop looking at the pen. Don't look at the pen. Okay, what are the chances this actually works? What are the chances this actually turns on and works? Probably none. Probably zero. Nothing. Nothing. I know my chances of success. I know what this is gonna be. I don't have a high level of belief in this working. Okay. Now this one I'm taking from the donor board is a fine coil. It just has a little bit of melted rubber on the top of it, so don't hold that against it. UV light plus hot air makes the green stuff harden in a couple of seconds. Yeah, but then I can't point it at the board and tell you not to look at it. Thank you, Mario. I didn't know that about the hot air. If it works, you deserve dinner. No, if this works, Paul deserves dinner. But let's be real, this ain't gonna freaking work. And because this is a 2012 model, we are going to just touch up the solder joints around U8900. That is a common problem here. This board smells so bad. I can't get across on stream how bad this board smells. Still got a lot of flux left there, so I can fix that on the right side without having to apply more. Okay. Now we get the next side. It's like filing your nails. Don't listen to that Wall Street Journal that says that's not how you file your nails. Joanna Stern may be a great tech journalist, but she don't know how to file her nails. That's right. This is exactly how you file your nails. You take a HAKKO 2032, plug it into an FX951, get a T30KN tip, add some solder and flux, and you file your... That's a joke, by the way. Don't actually try to do that. You'll burn the crap out of yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. All right. Those joints look beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Now we see if we're getting the expected 500 milliamps when we plug it in. I want to see if we're getting an expected 500 milliamps, and then we'll see if we, God forbid, get a picture. But getting a picture is going to be a little bit... That's being a little greedy, I would say. You can't expect everything. Because all that corroded stuff over here was the circuit that is supposed to provide 5 volts to the display. Alright. Are you ready? You guys ready? 1, 2... Come on. 1 and... Oh, fan spin, motherfucker! Alright, let's plug this baby in. See if we get a picture on the screen. Again, we're not going to use this old thermal paste. To be clear, we are not going to use this for actual long term. I just want to see if we get a picture on the screen. That's all. Is this brain dead? That's... Because if this is not brain dead, that would be pretty effing cool. Now, oh my god, my desk. Oh, this is so gross. Okay, so... Look at what happens to my... Oh my god. So much dirty crap on here now. Okay, so... Just wipe this off. It's filth. Absolute filth. Are you going to clean out the stuff in the fan? Of course not. I'm going to keep it there as a souvenir forever. I may not even put the screws back in the machine. I may sprinkle some of that old thermal paste in the fan as well. Of course I'm going to clean out the fan. Lewis, did Steve leave? No, Steve did not leave. He actually didn't. He has recovered quite well, and he is here. Now watch it get dirty again because I put this machine on there. Okay. What do you use to clean flux off your mat? Alcohol, Windex, stuff like that. Whatever I'm feeling that particular day. Okay, all I'm looking for here is a question mark folder. Give me a question mark, baby. Give me a question mark. Give me a question mark. Yeah, I'll screw. Let's put 2 screws in the heatsink. I'm not looking for beautiful perfection here. I just want to test it to see if it's worth continuing down this journey that I've started on here. Are you guys excited? It would be a miracle if this thing actually works. I have my doubts. I think it's going to be brain dead. I think that area where you got holes in the board, that there's probably data lines that were collateral damage when everything took that big hit. But there's only one way to confirm that, and that's to plug it in. If this gets an image, I might actually jump for joy and yell yippee. I do got to get something to eat, though. I'm kind of getting hungry. I have been... yeah, the deadlifts earlier was kind of stupid. Okay. So, plug the screen in. This is crazy. This may actually work. This piece of crap may actually work. By the way, I was this close to pulling the thing that bends the pin in the screen, but I didn't do it. Caught myself last minute. Okay. Oh my god, look at the condition of the screen. Jesus. Look at the condition of that screen. How the hell does that happen? It really makes me sad, the poor condition of these devices. It's like this. It's not like you're riding a dirt bike in the snow or something. In slush in Manhattan. A MacBook is not an off-road vehicle. Like, I don't know how it is I get so many MacBooks that look like off-road vehicles. It's not an off-road vehicle. It's a computer. Okay, so before I get to my question mark folder or even see it, because there's a good chance I don't even see it, there's a few things I can do to see if I'm even getting it. The first one is I'm going to measure if I get 5 volts at the screen, and I do. I get 5 volts at the screen. Okay, so it knows that the screen is there and is putting something out. Then I'm going to measure it screen backlight, and we get, okay, so the screen backlight voltage is present. So we're, yeah, 45 volts of screen backlight, and 5 volts is going to the screen. In order to send 5 volts to the screen, it needs to recognize the screen is there, and that's a question mark folder. Holy, this is an actual working board. Look at that! Look at that! You saw what a piece of crap this looked like, and it is fixed. That's insane. All right, just like a nice round of applause to Paul for the really, really fine handiwork he did with the knife. I would trust Paul to do surgery on me over 99% of the people that are actually working at the hospital. I'm like, seriously. His skill with this is just, his skill and his accuracy is with his hands is something that I personally aspire to. I wish that I had even 1/10 the patience or the skill or the determination that Paul does when it comes to just sitting there and calmly and artistically and accurately slicing through a bad board. He is so good at it. He doesn't cut out any of the stuff that matters. He's very careful to not nick important traces. He just cuts that short out and like guts it, but in a beautiful way. He guts it in a beautiful way. This is great. Maybe in another life he was Hannibal Lecter. You never know. But now obviously this needs more work to be done to it. Obviously, this does need several other components to be replaced. This needs other items to be replaced because there are still other corroded items on this board. And this is also going to need to go through the ultrasonic cleaner. This battery is probably bad. We got to check out the other components in the machine. This is nowhere near done, but the board is working. $55 for Paul. Holy crap. That is, thank you. Paul, thank you. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. This is crazy. This is one of the things I say, man. Like, one of the things that makes it hard to go somewhere else or hard to just leave people behind. Like, you know how hard it is to find people like Paul? You know how long it would take to... I can't even train someone to do what he just did. I can't train you to do that because he's better than me. Like, it's not even... Like, when people say, why don't you just retrain people somewhere else? Why don't you just move someplace and train them? He is better than I am. He does things that I can't do. How do you train someone how to do something that you don't even do? But, yeah, like... man, just humbled and honored to have someone of that level of talent that's willing to work for this business. Anyway, this is really cool. So that is it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I got to get myself some food. I'm actually a bit hungry. So I'll be out of here. I will see you all in the next video. Bye now. All right. Back in Paul's queue it goes. Back in Paul's queue for the rest. Nah, I might as well finish up that stuff. I am kind of hungry, but I want to finish this. I should get something, though. Something high in protein. How would a video like this make people unsub from the main channel? Because people want shitposts. They want short shitposts. That's what people want. They want me yelling at a subway grate. Like, they want Mr. Clinton meowing. You know? Nobody wants to admit what they're actually here for. For random weird videos of a guy ranting into a camera. Like, nobody's willing to admit that's what they're here for. They pretend they're here for education. They try to guilt me by saying, you don't make the educational content that is so... That's not what they're there for. They're there for shitposts. Most people are there for memes and shitposts. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it in their heart to themselves, to their family, to their friends, to their wife. They're there for the shitposts. Man, look at this. This is crazy. Seriously. Paul's a talented dude, man. He's a talented dude. For your lunch, impressive repair. Checks your text real quick. Shit, where's my phone? I have my phone on silent. I spend 90% of the day with my phone on silent. Let me find my phone. One moment. I have to find it. Oh my god. Holy shit, you're in a fucking suit. Is that a bow tie? Oh my god. You have a bow tie. He has an actual Tucker Carlson bow tie. What the... Bro. What the... Holy shit. Oh man. He's actually rocking the Tucker Carlson bow tie from the... Oh, man. Whoa. And thank you very much, by the way. Okay, so let me knock this off the board. Who paid you... How much did you get paid to wear that bow tie? There's no way in hell that's like... Please blink if you, please blink if you're being held hostage. What the fuck? You paid $1,400 for a suit? Oh my god. 1 second. I gotta find a bag to inhale and exhale into. I need to do the inhaling and exhaling into the bag on your behalf. I gotta find something. Is there a bag I can inhale and exhale into in my office? Jesus Christ. I don't think my entire wardrobe is worth $1,400. Then again, I wear mostly cheap shit. I don't know whether I should be sucking up to Dr. Evil Genius in the chat for winning lottery, or if I should be providing him with some form of charity for his newfound poverty after purchasing the world's most expensive bow tie. Holy crap. Okay, I gotta put my cap on here. Mr. Zeter is very salty. GTFO with your salt. You can... By the way, Dr. Evil Genius, I got in trouble for using your terminology on an impromptu live stream the other day. I was streaming to the main channel instead of the live channel. This truck cut me off, so I started cursing out a MAGA truck. And I said, wait a second. Where did I get that term in my vocabulary from? MAGA truck. And then Okay, here we go. That cap is... This is the stage where we just go through the board and get rid of all this stuff. Okay, I'm satisfied at this point that if I give this board a nice little ultrasonic cleaning, that it will be considerably better than it was before. You know what I think of that guy with a name that I'm never going to be able to pronounce? Also, you got to change your nickname on YouTube. I can't refer to you as anything because I don't know how to pronounce your name. I guess I could just call you Bed, but that seems weird. Thought you would go get some food. I can't, I'm obsessed. Can you tell me what those pins do, the ones you resoldered? I don't remember. I honestly don't know what they're for. I'm not even looking it up in the schematic. I'm just doing cosmetic cleaning. We're just doing a little bit of cosmetics here. When we fix a motherboard, it's our goal that this shit never come back here ever again. So when I fix a board, I want to never see that customer again. Ever. For the rest of their life. That's the goal. That's the standard. That's the idea. So anything that's even remotely questionable gets tossed off. We examine it not just once, but 2, 3, 4 times. And typically the boards here go through several people before it gets called done, since oftentimes someone else reassembles it from the person who fixed it, and they will spot things. Some may call it OCD, and it probably is. It's probably an excuse to just let my OCD out there into the world and pretend it's a virtue and not a negative. Can somebody ban Mr. Zeter? He's really going out of his way to be a cunt, and he's just kind of making me sad when I look at the live stream chat window. I'll do it when I have time to go back there, but there's absolutely no reason to have somebody who's that much of a cunt in the chat. Like, it just kind of brings it down for everybody, you know? Thank you. See, if you're that miserable, just find somebody else to fucking watch. Like, just GTFO. I have enough things in my life to make me sad or depressed at times when I think about it, to look at my live chat and read comments from people who are clearly going out of their way to be giant cunts. Thank you. Alright. Let's have a little bit of happiness in the world. Also, shout out to MobileFix. He is in, I think, Sweden. He's been a long time viewer. I'm very happy to see you back. Moby Fix, we had a hole on the board over here. Paul S. sculpted around a hole. You missed it. It was some really nice sculpting. It's quality sculpting. I'm going to toss this thing in the ultrasonic cleaner now. This thing needs some ultrasonic cleaning. I'm just going to clean off some of the thermal paste before I do that. This is probably going to bomb the cleaner. It's going to look like a black hole exploded or something, or a comet fell into it when I'm done with this. It's kind of mean. I'll give you guys an empty chair stream. Remember when we used to do empty chair streams here on the channel back in the day? I remember those days. Those were simpler times, man. Simpler times. Remember when we'd trigger Eli, the computer guy, with an empty chair stream? Okay. Question mark folder.
That's amazing. I was just commenting on your comment about you don't ever want to see it come back.
Yeah.
It's a real funny feeling when you do see something come back, or you see a machine, you open it, and you're like, oh, this was worked on before, and you look back in the customer history, and oh shit, I worked on it before.
Yeah, that sucks. That's a shitty feeling. I try to avoid that. How many of your warranties are like how many of your warranties are this was a board that looked like it went through a sewer and I missed something versus this is it's a different issue?
Every one of my warranties is, I swear I didn't spill anything on it, and it's all liquid damaged again.
Oh.
And it's always warranty, air quotes.
Yeah. The thing about doing the work to the level we do is you didn't leave anything in there. You know that there was no green when you let that go. So when it comes back with that, we know 110% it was them. Because I file every single cap, every single resistor, I replace every single thing that's a little bit off.
Yep.
There's nothing in there's nothing that's left in there. I feel bad because that Ultrasonic cleaner water was so clean looking.
Just changed it.
I know, it's gonna look like a comet now.
2 hours ago.
It's gonna look like a
Just
comet.
changed it.
Wait till you see. It's gonna be a giant black cloud. Black cloud. Oh man, rip clean ultrasonic. Let's see, is this?
Of course, I know.
So I took my tweezers, like bend it up, and it goes stab myself.
The phone never stops.
Oh, I have an idea.
681 calls since Friday. Because I've answered some calls on Friday, so that's 681 new calls since Friday.
That's insane.
Well, the phones do that thing. It goes on and off. Kevin can't answer some of them. So
Still?
Still.
Fuck, I changed the server and everything. Hopefully I can get some tech support from JP when he comes back. I'm gonna...
Remember how you made fun of Jay's 2 cents?
Yes.
We found another stream, another video that needs some corrections.
Oh god. What do you have?
Split from its position. Unlike newer MacBooks, this battery isn't glued into place, which makes replacements nice and easy.
Alright.
Now I'll use an anti-static brush to clean off as much of the dust as possible.
Anti-static.
As I'm already inside the machine, I saw it as a good opportunity to replace the thermal paste. After removing the heatsink, I noticed half the processor had no thermal paste whatsoever. I
Stop
inspected
phone.
another MacBook to find the same issue. It appears Apple doesn't install any thermal paste
This is
on
an
part
issue.
of the processor.
That's not a processor. That's a PCH.
This is an
I
issue.
cleaned them up and reinstalled plenty of thermal paste on both parts of our processor. Securing everything
That doesn't-
in position, I can reconnect the battery.
Oh my god. Who is this? Who did this?
Some guy named Hugh Jeffries.
I can wipe
Oh, I like him. No.
Here's a funny one.
No, I can't see this. No, I like
There's
him.
another one that's even worse.
I like him. He's a good dude. No. Fuck, why?
Look at this LCD cable.
With both screens removed, we can get a closer look
Oh.
at that connector.
Oh, he CBC News'd it.
Hold on. He's gonna try to replace it.
I'll remove the clutch cover and unscrew the Wi-Fi antenna and hopefully get access to the other end of that cable.
No.
Unfortunately, the cable routes underneath the LCD,
Underneath the LCD.
requiring complete disassembly of the LCD panel.
You have to remove the
As I
LCD
didn't
to
wanna
replace
do
the
that,
cable.
I just
No, you
tried to
don't.
put a damaged screen on the one.
Wait,
No.
so
Is this a new video or an old video?
old video? He plugged it in anyway, and then he
I can't keep watching this. I like that dude. I can't. I gotta fix the phone system. I actually have to. I have to please bro and beg JP to do some hourly break fix work for me. JP, are you in this chat? Mr. JP? Calling Mr. JP? Happy to pay for some free PBX voice over IP fixing services. I've broken something horribly. Okay. Okay. All right. Gonna wash this board out. I don't think I'm actually allowed to get food. I gotta fix my stupid free PBX phone system. It started to do this thing where when somebody calls and you pick up the phone, it doesn't actually pick up. And the person calling gets an error message like, this call cannot be completed. And you pick it up and you can't hear them. And it's been working fine for the longest period of time. And then it just started doing that on Sunday. Nothing changed. None of my configuration changed. My network didn't change in any way, shape, or form. It's very annoying. It's one of those things where I'm never going to... Voice Pulse is going to blame Verizon. Verizon's going to blame Voice Pulse. Free PBX is going to blame Verizon and Voice Pulse. Voice Pulse and Verizon are going to blame Free PBX. It's one of those things where there's 0% chance of actually getting somebody to say what's wrong with it. Which kind of makes me wonder why the hell I have this system in place to begin with. Let's see. MobiFix, do you have, did somebody do that in a video, or did you just figure that out right now that IC swap does not fix that? That IC swap does not fix the iPhone 16 screen repair issue? I'm very curious. Hello.
Just to add more issues to this, it seems to be an intermittent issue. Are you streaming?
Yeah, his phone is still fucked?
It's like intermittent. Like
Fuck.
phone calls up, I'm able to take without any issues.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if somebody that from my Discord can...
Like I'm just trying to pick up as many as I can.
Look at logs. Look at logs. Logs don't tell me shit. I looked at the log and my brain kind of broke. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, this sucks balls. Oh, man. I changed from their San Francisco server to their Virginia server, and it still does it. God help me. I'm depressed. I don't want to have to deal with fixing a phone system issue. I wouldn't mind it if I had a person who was good at dealing with free PBX shit and I can have them help me, but I don't have one that I know of. And I'm definitely not it. I want to say one time I disassembled an Android tablet with a complete broken screen. And when I replaced it, imagine how you would react, and it did help me a lot. Huh. Thank you. I've tried turning it on and off again many times. Blech. All right, end to the stream. See you all later. Gotta figure